Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Thursday! I got today right. Happy Thursday, guys. Want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as season. Got a word for you. In fact, it's an email response to two different emails that I'm going to combine into one. The first email was from a young lady who is a runner. All my runners, tap in. So she's been hurt. She's been married before. She's been divorced about 7 years, and she's met some really, really good guys. And it's like the minute she feels like they're getting too close to her, she takes off and she runs, right? Well, this is more common than you think. It's more common than you think. But I just want to say this. This is why healing is so crucial, because until you fully heal from the trauma that you experience, you will not be able to embrace anything healthy. Not only a relationship, but anything healthy. You're going to literally find a way to ruin it by making up arguments. Like, you will find yourself doing petty things to just like kind of cause chaos in a peaceful relationship or a peaceful environment. So, sis, I want to encourage you to know that, first of all, you're not the only one who's been hurt, obviously, in this world, right? But I always tell people, because people like to say things like, oh, well, I'm over my ex, like that's my past, like, they have no control over me anymore. Yes, they do. If they are stopping you from moving forward with your life for you to find happiness again, they still have control of your life. You may not see it like that, but they do, because they're still playing a part in your life. So the best thing to do is to heal. And, when you've been hurt, when you've been wounded badly like that, you got to take a season just to heal. But so many people want to hop into the next relationship, the next marriage, so on, because it's almost like rather than process that pain, they want to mask it. And what they don't even realize is that they're taking all that stuff into the new relationship or the new marriage. And now you're looking at your new boo like he's your old boo or she's your old boo. And that's not fair. It's not fair, because now that person has to take all the hits that really your ex deserved. And if you're not careful, what will happen is you're going to end up meeting the right person, like the right person. And they may be able to tolerate that for a little bit. If so, because a lot of healed people are just not going to stick around, with a lot of toxic things. But I think if someone really loves you, I think they have more tolerance with you, and they're able to tap in a little bit more, have more patience to understand where this behavior is coming from. And hopefully, they're the person that God has for you, because God will give them a grace to deal with your sickening self, right? God will give them a grace. But if they're not, if there's somebody you picked on your own, then it's a good chance that person will either stick around for a short period of time or just leave at the first sign of toxic behaviors. Next thing, first of all, I'm sorry that you got hurt, because again, hurt people. But I'm hoping that you're not taking on that hurt as if you were the issue, versus understanding that, again, sometimes the other individual have their own issues going on. They have their own traumas, their own experiences that prevent them from loving us properly. And so we want to carry that weight as in, if we're not good enough for something we did. That's not the case all the time. I don't know all the ins and outs, but that's not the case all the time. Many times it's really about the other person who may love you, but just don't know how to love you properly. I've been there, done that. There's no question in my mind that he didn't love me, but he didn't know how to love me properly. And not to say I was perfect either, but I'm just trying to make a point that sometimes it's not what we always think. So you need to heal, sis. However healing is for you, ask God to show you your healing journey. Because again, it's different for everyone, but you do need to sit in a single season, I'm thinking, for a minute because you're saying it's been 7 years. 7 years, well, you can't put a time frame on healing for different people. But the issue is because you're hopping from relationship to relationship and you said, well, I've met some great guys, plural guys, then that means you're dating a lot. And so nothing is sticking because, like you said, every time they get too close or it feels too comfortable or too safe, you run or you do something to just start arguments or whatever. Listen, your girl been there, done that too. Trust me. Been there, done that too. So no judgment here. I think a lot of people do that, but a lot of people won't be willing to admit that. But again, ask God to help start you on your healing journey. Once you are healed fully, then God will bring the right person into your life who was always meant. You will be able to receive that person properly. And you deserve that. You deserve that. We got to get up out of our heads about age, especially women. Like the second, I think you said you were 52. Like the second best half of your life can be better than the first half. Like you can have a second best half of your life that is so beautiful that you can almost just forget about the first. Not forget about the first, but that's how beautiful that second half can be. But how will you ever get to that point if you're still stuck in the past? Don't give your ex or anybody that kind of power over your life where you're so stuck in a place that you can't move on and be happy. And this person probably have moved on with their lives, right? Maybe karma have got a hold of them, who knows, whatever. But you can't worry about that. Heal yourself so you can get everything that you deserve. You deserve it. You deserve it. But you got to be able to receive it. Again, stop worrying about age. 52, you're still young, boo. You're still young. Still young. So I hope you get the help you need. And hopefully you'll be sharing a testimony. The next person, what was the second email? I don't have it pulled up. I'm sorry. The second email was, it was about another person who's stuck on age. And this is also a young lady, and she feels like she wants to start a business. She wants to start moving in purpose and calling, but she feels like she's quote unquote too old, and she is 63. Again, you guys know how I feel about age. Age is all a mindset. Age is what you tell yourself. If you tell yourself you're old, you're going to feel old. So let's take somebody who's maybe in their 60s who, well, honestly, I was about to say, let me think of somebody in their 60s who acts old, but I can't even think of anybody. And then on the flip side, I was going to say, let's take someone in their 60s who not act young, but they have like that young spirit. Angela Bassett. Like, listen, Angela Bassett, it's the truth. It's the truth, right? But if you're telling yourself, well, I've gotten old now. I hear people say that all the time, even men. Well, I mean, I'm an old man now. Like, what is old? It's a mindset. It's a mindset. If you feel old, it's because you're not doing anything. You got to get up. You got to, as far as retiring or whatever, I'm one of these people who, listen, I'm not retiring at a certain age. I will retire when I feel like God is pulling me in a different direction, more towards purpose calling, but even if I retire, let me take that back. Even if I retire, I'm just not going to sit home. I'm going to travel. I'm going to help other people and things like that. But when you retire and you just sit home and you decide to crochet, which is beautiful to my crochet people, and just watch TV and say, well, I just want to sit here and wait on the Lord at 63. Okay, well, you may meet the Lord a little sooner than you want to. Get out and live. 60s are young. How many people have started businesses at 60 and they're now thriving in their 70s and their 80s. But as long as you keep telling yourself every day, I'm old, I waited too late, I missed my season, you are prolonging every day that you could get started. But you got to change your perspective. Again, if you keep telling yourself you're too old to do something. Now, in some cases, you may be too old to, okay, you're 63. Let's just say you wanted to have a child and you can no longer maybe conceive. Again, get strategic. How many kids out here need to be adopted? Right? Even if you don't want to go that route, because maybe you may feel like you're a little too old for that, then you can foster, what is it called? Foster care, where you don't fully adopt them, but like you take on the responsibilities. I think that's called fostering. Or get a puppy. If you, I mean, I don't know, but don't just tell yourself I can't do something. Get strategic about it. Life is too short. Like, if you really think back on the first half of your life, like Satan stole most of it, right? He stole most of it. Let it be from traumas, let it be from, bad childhoods, let it be from heartbreak, very young heartbreaks when you didn't know yourself and, someone hurt you or rejected you or abandoned you or told you weren't good enough, etc. Like, all that stuff that we went through in the first half of our lives, it's almost like we should be motivated, geeked up, and amped up to make sure that second half is going to be everything. Because you deserve it. So start that business. Heal so you can find love if that's what you choose. Have you a child, even if you may not conceive that child, get strategic. Ask God to lead you on how you can have a child if that's what you want to do. Travel. I heard someone say that too. Like, oh, I just wish I had spent more time traveling. Well, ma'am, how old are you? In my 60s? Ma'am, you're in your 60s and you're saying you regret not traveling. Do you know how many people are in their 80s who are cruising around the world and traveling? I'm sure it may not be as easy as if they were in their 20s, but they refuse to leave this life with regrets. This is your time to start working on your bucket list if you have not. Speaking of that, one thing that's on my bucket list that I still have not done yet. I've been doing some research, but I have to figure out where I want to go. I want to literally hold and hug a chimpanzee, like the baby chimpanzees, like how Michael Jackson had. It's something that I've wanted to do since I was a little girl. When you pick them up and they wrap like their legs around you and oh my goodness, I'm going to find a sanctuary where I can literally spend a day with a chimpanzee. Knowing me and my attachments to chimpanzees, I would probably have a hard time leaving and want to bring the chimpanzee home, but Anyway, back to the topic, Kizzy. So yeah, start living, guys. Please stop telling yourself the lie that you're too old, the lie that you don't deserve it, the lie that you waited too late. The more you tell yourself that every day is a day that's going to pass by that you will not see again, start today. At least start the process today. Speaking of process, sometimes too, you're trying to jump in head first. It's almost like, well, I haven't traveled in 20 years. I've been stuck in the house for 20 years. So I'm just going to go to Antarctica tomorrow. Start the process. Start your researching. Start small. And then you work your way up. Same thing with healing. You may not be able to go from a broken heart from 7 years ago into a great relationship, a healthy, wholesome relationship tomorrow. Start your healing process. Once you've processed all that stuff out of your system, then you start dating again. You wouldn't even have to date long, because when you're healed, you will attract exactly what's for you. You guys have a great one. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.